Award-winning actress and author Mayim Bialik is known for her roles in Blossom, The Big Bang Theory, and her latest Call Me Kat. But in 2021, she added another important title when she was named co-host of America's longest-running game show, Jeopardy, in the wake of host Alex Trebek's death. Next week, Mayim will host a primetime special edition of Jeopardy on ABC, the Jeopardy National College Championship, featuring 36 students from 36 colleges and universities who battle head-to-head for 9 nights. Mayim Bialik joins us now to tell us more about the competition. Thanks so much for talking with us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us about the Jeopardy National College Championship and what this primetime version includes.
Well, exactly what you said. It's 36 students from a variety of colleges. There are Ivy Leagues represented, private schools, public schools, historically black colleges, colleges in towns you may not have heard of. It's a real smattering of I call them kids, from across the country. And it is all the things that people love about Jeopardy, but it's all these fun young people. Some of the categories are a little more playful, a little more current, but it was really, really a great time and just so much fun to have that kind of energy on our stage.
I think I would still struggle with the college age appropriate questions, but what surprised you most about the collegiate contestants?
You know, I don't want to say that the adults we have on Jeopardy are not friendly with each other, but the sense of camaraderie with a group of, people in their late teens, right around 20, is just very different. They're Snapchatting and hanging out, and I don't mean to sound like I'm 90, but talking on their phones on breaks. And it's just a different kind of vibe, and I have a 13 and 16-year-old, so it kind of felt like I sort of get what this vibe is, but I think they still saw me as just an old person.
And I was just geeking out a little bit because I just saw my alma mater of UVA, Wahoo Wah, on there. Recently, though, you said that sitting in the Jeopardy writer's room is where you feel stupidest. Now, that seems really hard to believe for someone with a PhD in neuroscience, but tell us what you meant by that.
Well, having a doctorate in neuroscience means I have a very specialized field that I wrote a thesis in on original research. I'm trained in the sciences, chemistry, biology, biochemistry, physiology, anatomy. I feel pretty comfortable at some level with those. And I have a minor in Hebrew and Jewish studies from my undergrad. So that's a little bit of the things that I do. But beyond that, the kind of knowledge that people on Jeopardy have is far beyond that. And to sit with the writers and the researchers, it's an entirely other level.
I can imagine that. And Jeopardy, of course, is experiencing record ratings this year. The show's 38th season. One reason has been winning streaks by some amazing contestants, including, of course, Amy Schneider, who ended her run on the show last week after 40 victories, making her the highest-earning woman and first transgender champion in the show's history. What do you think that kind of representation means for a show like Jeopardy?
The phrase "representation matters" is one that's not just a hashtag. It does matter how we see different aspects of people in our world. It does matter how that is perceived and spoken about. And Amy is one of those people whose personality and intelligence is exactly the kind of person that's entertaining and fascinating to watch, no matter what. But obviously historic for so many reasons, and just a real highlight for sure of this first year for me.
And in addition to Jeopardy, your sitcom Call Me Kat is coming back for a second season, and you are the host, of course, of Mayim Bialik's Breakdown, a podcast where you speak with celebrities about mental health. Why was it important for you to talk about the issues surrounding mental well-being?
Been pretty open about it. I grew up in a house heavily impacted by mental illness. On both sides of my family, pretty far back as far as we can trace, pretty much. I'm a second-generation American, so I also come by that honestly with a lot of trauma that occurred regarding the Holocaust and World War II and obviously the Depression. But I really struggled my whole life and honestly haven't exactly figured it out. But my partner, Jonathan Cohen, and I started this podcast during the pandemic because we realized a lot of people were struggling as well, including people who previously didn't have any issues, or so they thought, with mental illness. So no one is immune from challenges with mental health. And I think in this country, we often lack a basic vocabulary. You know, what's the difference between a panic attack and an anxiety attack? What's anxiety versus what's depression? What's grief? Is grief different than depression? You know, is medication always the answer? What kinds of therapy can help? So we talk to, yes, celebrities and also experts in the field about what works for them, what doesn't work for them. And we've had some pretty awesome guests.
And lastly, let's just bring it full circle back to the collegiate. I'm so curious, how do you guys determine the degree of difficulty? What makes you think, oh, okay, well, the college student can answer this, but, you know, I think on a regular night, the degree is 5 times harder.
That is far beyond my pay grade, and I am glad for that. That is up to our writers and researchers, and there is an absolute science to it. You know, my job is really to blend in with the podium, to make people feel as comfortable as possible, to try and not say anything stupid that I have to redo when I interview contestants. But you know, there's a lot of thought put into that. And like I said, the Jeopardy family is so interesting. What happens behind the scenes is so fascinating, and just a wonderful crew. I've really, really, really enjoyed this job. And again, this college tournament was so much fun.
Well, we're glad you don't blend into the podium. You are a standout, Mayim. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And you can tune into the Jeopardy National College Championship starting on Tuesday, February 8th at 8 p.m. Eastern on ABC.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.